You're about to meet a father who refused to give up, a man who defied the doctors and went looking for a miracle.
My generation remembers Jim Abrams quite well. He did some of our favorite movies like Airplane and Hot Shots and all of these funny movies in the 70s and 80s. Well, it wasn't very funny when Jim Abrams had a 16-month-old son who was having seizure after seizure after seizure. And he was going, because he was a big producer and he had the means, he went to the top doctors in the United States.
And at the time, Charlie was averaging about a dozen seizures a day. He was on 4 anti-epileptic medicines. If you have a critically ill kid, what would your choice be? Do you want to drug him? Do you want to cut his brain? Or do you want to change what he eats? And it just seems so obvious to me.
This is not to blame doctors. Doctors are spread really thin, and they have to try to do the best they can. But it was Jim who figured out on his own by going to a library in the hospital and just happened to open a book to a page that showed the ketogenic diet as being the best way to deal with seizures in infants.
The book claimed that experts here in Baltimore were perfecting something called the ketogenic diet, a diet consisting largely of something most doctors tell us to avoid.
I called Dr. Freeman from Johns Hopkins, told him about Charlie, and he said, send his medical records. We did, and he said, well, bring Charlie out to Hopkins and we'll try the diet. And we started the diet, and in 2 days, the seizures were gone.
2 days?
2 days.
Jim was angry and puzzled that none of the 6 doctors he went to for help ever mentioned the diet.
What has stopped Charlie's seizures has been in existence for 70 years. It's been sitting there. It was waiting for him.
You had some knowledge that this diet was probably working back at Johns Hopkins, and yet you dissuaded the Abrams from attempting it. How come?
Well, because I don't think we had exhausted all of the medical approaches yet. There were actually still other medications that we hadn't tried yet.
Dr. Freeman tells us that 50 to 70% of the patients that come through his doors and get put on the diet have success. Can you think of any drugs in these hard cases that have 50 to 70% success rates?
Probably not anything that comes up to that level.
In another month, Dr. Freeman weaned him off all 4 anti-epileptic medicines, and Charlie went from a prognosis of a lifetime of seizures and what they call progressive retardation to we got our son back, and his smile was back, and he was happy again, and our family could go on with life.
This is Charlie Abrams and his mom, Nancy. I've known him since birth. I've watched his delightful personality emerge through a normal first year. I witnessed his debilitating battle with seizures and medicines. I rejoiced with his family when the ketogenic diet stopped his epilepsy. And now I derive strength and joy like so many of his other friends as we watch him begin to develop again. It's too early to tell whether the 9 months of pummeling from seizures and medicines did any permanent damage to Charlie's brain. If he has anything to say in the matter, I know they won't. However, it's not too early to tell that had Charlie's parents been informed about the existence of the ketogenic diet when he first got sick, and about the success they've had with it at Johns Hopkins, a vast majority of Charlie's seizures would not have occurred, and most of his $100,000 worth of medical, surgical, and drug treatment would not have been necessary.
Even today, 1.5 out of every 10,000 people with epilepsy who would benefit from a ketogenic diet are using it today. Doctors are not taught diet therapy or even nutrition in medical school. They just simply aren't. Try an informal survey on your own. Next time you see a doctor, your doctor, anybody, any doctor, say, when you were in medical school, how long were you, how much time did you spend investigating and learning about nutrition and diet therapy?
I didn't really have much nutritional training like most doctors.
In 4 years of psychiatry training, we didn't talk about food once.
Extent of my training, I got nutrition. Let's see, let's talk about year 1, 2, 3, 4, then 4 years of residency, 0. Zero. I got zero in addiction too. Zero in nutrition, zero in addiction. We were so damn busy taking care of illness, and trying to push that back and save life, that trying to prevent illness was not really on our radar.
I feel anger. I'm pissed off. And again, I think that part of the reasons that the diet hasn't become more popular has nothing to do with efficacy at all. It has to do with revenue sources that are more lucrative. The ketogenic diet isn't that expensive. The problem is it doesn't generate revenue for the medical world. There are powerful forces at work in our medical system that have nothing to do with good health.